16 of the annexure bundle. That is a memorandum from the clinical heads of pardon me, psychiatric hospitals in Gauteng. It's dated 28 April 2015, and it, in great detail, explains the risks and the concerns and the potential harm that will follow from the decision of the MEC. So those are three annexures that I'm referring you to put to you the following.
Just before you do, Professor, they have summarized the annexures in the little bundle they've given you.
I know them by
Oh,
head.
you know them. Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah, the last one was that by Dr. Manamela. Okay, not fair enough. Please go ahead, Council.
Thanks. What I'm putting to you is that the MEC and the two senior officials were indeed aware of the consequences of their decision and actions.
I agree totally. They were conscious. They were warned. Some of them actually did try and to change their minds, like the HOD. I think getting into discussions, I think with Section 27 at some stage and trying to resolve the matter. And after meeting with the relatives and the families, changing his mind, realizing that the way the project was being conducted was not something that should carry forward. And there was another extensive warning from the experts, like the SASOP is called, the South African. And there were all this other civil society, SADC, and all of them came there with constructive advice as to how to handle this transfer of this very highly vulnerable population. And all of them were either ignored, or they were turned down, or they were subverted in some form or another, until I think as part of the evidence, the HOD felt, I think in one of the interviews that you may listen to, or even in the report, says that he felt ignored and sidelined, such that junior people below him were being instructed rather than him, and he felt paralyzed. So yes, I think there was enough warning across the board from all, if I may use the word, patriotic South Africans who cared about this project, that it be done very well. Nobody was opposed to the process of deinstitutionalization. It was the manner in which it was being done, not respecting, as I say, human dignity, the rights of people, and so forth, that they were concerned about. That let's do the project, but let's do it in a phased manner over a particular period, so that we can do it all collectively, and we do it together as South Africans. But as I say, all of these things were either just ignored, or they were rubbished, or they were just subverted, until people felt disowned. I mean, in that annexure, when it goes further, Mr. Musinohi actually was brought into the project as a project manager because the director was not doing a good job. And when he realized that the project should have been done differently, and he went to the MEC and said, I think we can do this differently. And you know what the MEC said? Are you employed by this department, or are you employed by Life Esidimeni? So are you becoming a spokesperson for Life Esidimeni, or are you employed by the Gauteng Department of Health? So it was until he realized that the situation was untenable. And as it happens, Musenohi and the HOD were together. They thought that they could pull a change in direction of this project, but it didn't work. So they lost the battle, and the consequences are what we're seeing. But let me also say this, just to complete. Of all the risks that were shouted by the experts, if you read all their contribution, nobody predicted death. It was about they wouldn't teach well, there would be no beds. Nobody said to the MEC, people are going to die here. That way does not exist in any, and in fact, I suspect they did not realize that. So death came as a big surprise. And that's why I think it shook everybody, because it was not something that was predicted, I think, in all the contributions that they have made. So if you want to call them experts, they had some good predictions, but not all.
Well, Professor, look at the conclusion of Dr. Madingwe,
Yeah.
supported by no less than 7 heads of clinical department psychiatry. He comes close to that in the
Yes.
conclusion. Remember, we wish to reiterate that our support for the deinstitutionalization of mental health care users, as envisioned in our National Mental Health Policy Framework and Strategic Plan. We are, however, gravely concerned that the decision to reduce deaths of life does not follow the process outlined. Then he goes on. We note that this decision will have a devastating impact on the health and social well-being of mental health users, the healthcare system, and members of the community. That's pretty close, isn't it? Devastating impact on the health and social well-being of mental health care. It's true there's no mention of death, but I thought that that comes quite close. And these are 7 very, very senior
people.
heads of psychiatry who write to the MEC and nothing comes out of it.
No, I totally agree, but as I say, there was total disregard for any advice that came, whether from experts, civil society, concerned South Africans, and everything. Nothing would change, I think, the direction. Remember that even at the beginning of the project, it was always understood that this was going to be a phased project up until 20-something, about 5 or 7 years or so. And suddenly it changed, and nobody could answer why it suddenly had to change, such that within 2 months, close to 1,300 very sick patients had to be transferred in the manner in which they were transferred to NGOs that were not prepared, not trained. By their own words, if you read the evidence in the report, most of the NGOs said they were not prepared, they were not trained, they were not ready, but some of them saw it as a business, as one of the people. So there was that competition in people. Let me take money. In fact, somewhere in the report, the HOD says some of the NGOs could not resist taking more patients, because if you take more patients, you multiply your 100 rands per day by the number of people that you got. So there was an element of it that lost the ethos of care to the ethos of making money. But that's, they didn't say so in many ways, but that's what you capture when you discuss and listen to the evidence that people gave.
Professor, thank you. I'm going to allow this important part to be translated, and after which council I intend to adjourn. It's 5:03, and sadly we have to invite you back tomorrow, Professor. There will be questions from some of the other council sitting around here. And it's just surprising, you're a pivotal person, and we're really here at your instigation, if you will.
Ek verwys na die verslag en die aanhangsels. Die LER en 2 senior beamptes moes bewus wees van die risiko's. Eerste aanhangsel 4A, die dokument van professor Freedom af. Die aanhangsel 5 op bladsy 90.2 is die e-pos van meneer Masenogi af. En aanhangsel 8A is die memorandum van kliniese hoofde van psigiatriese hospitale, waar hulle die risiko's en die bekommernisse aan u verduidelik. So die LER en die 2 senior beamptes moes bewus gewees het. Ek stem saam, hulle was gewaarsku. Die hoof van departement was ook bekommerd gewees en hy het in gesprek getree met onder andere Section 27, die familielede, oor hoe die projek voortgaan wat nie gepas is nie. SASCOC het ook 'n waarskuwing gegee. Almal het gepraat oor hoe die oorplasing wat moet plaasvind of nie moet plaasvind, was geïgnoreer. En een van die onderhoude het die hoof van departement gesê het gevoel hy word geïgnoreer, en daar was genoeg waarskuwing vanaf selfs die gemeenskap. Die manier hoe dit gedoen word is 'n bekommernis. Ons moes dit saam gedoen het oor 'n tydperk, almal in Suid-Afrika om dit saam te doen. Alles was weggewys tot die mense. meneer Messinogi was ingebring as 'n projekbestuurder. Hy is na die LER toegestuur en daar het hy gekla oor van hierdie prosedures. Die LER het vir hom gesê, werk hy vir Life Esidimeni of vir die departement? Van al die risiko's deur die kenners het niemand dood genoem nie. Dood het as 'n groot verrassing gekom. Kenners kon nie alle risiko's noem nie. Die dokter en die hoofde van die kliniese departemente deur ondersteuning het die bekommerde besluite uitgeneem en hulle het hierdie afbreekende of massiewe impak op die stelsel en lewe. Hierdie impak is tot en met die einde toe dood. So geen advies sou rigting verander nie. Hierdie moes in 'n fase tussen 5 en 7 jaar plaasgevind het. Niemand het kon sê dat hoekom dit in 2 maande 1300 pasiënte oorgeplaas is na NRO's toe wat nie voorberei of opgelei was nie. Maar van hulle het gesien as 'n besigheid. Party NRO's hulle kon self nie keer om nog pasiënte in te neem nie.
Ja. Mooi taalgebruik, hè? Mooi.
Bokuchazwa la ngamafuphi nje ukuthi umelithe ku-annex kumbiko lo i-annexure kukhona ke lapho kubhalwe khona ke izikhulu lapho manje ke ubefuna ukwazi ke ukuthi manje njengoba ke labantu baye baxwayiswa ukuya ngalokho ke kuqukethwe ke lapha ekhasini lamashumi ayisishiyagalombili nantathu ku-annexure 5 ekhasini 90.2 ngobungozi nengcuphe engabakhona ke maqondana nalokho. Kanti ke ukukhulunywa ke ukuthi lapho ke kulelo khasi kulapho ke kukhona i-email ebuya kubaba uMsenuhi ebhalela ke umphathiso uMEC incwadi maqondana nokukhathazeka kwakhe kanye nokubhekelela ke izincomo ebeziqukethwe lapho. Kanti ke kuye kwaba khona futhi imemorandum ebe ikhuluma ngengcuphe nobungozi obungaba khona ke bazisa yena umphathiso kungu-MEC kanye ke neziphathimandla ezimbili eziphezulu eziphethwe umnyango HOD nomqondisi i-director. Kanti ke futhi ke uye washo ukuthi nenhlangano le isection 27 nayo ke iye yakhipha ke isexwayiso kulokhu kanye ke nezinye ke izinhlangano zezingcwethi ufana no SASOP uSADAC njalo baye bakwazi ukuthi banikeze ngezeluleko ezisimeme maqondana ke nalolu daba ukuthi ke kukhona ingcuphe nobungozi uma kuqhutshekwa ngale project ngaleyo ndlela. Kodwa kubonakala ngathi ke konke lokho kuye kwashaya indiva azange ke babukisise lezo zeluleko. Kanti ne-HOD nayo uyasho ukuthi hayi esikhathini esiningi naye bavele nje bamenqisa amehlo banikeze labo bangaphansi kwakhe imiyalelo. Naye ke into efana naleyo ke kulapho ke kuye kwaba khona udaba lokukwesaba ukuthi ke kundluliswe izinto ezifana nalezo. Kanti ke futhi ukhuluma ngokuthi ubaba uMsenuhi yena uye walethwa njengomphathi wale project i-project manager ukuze ke bakwazi ukuthi baqhubeke ngalolu daba nokubhekisisa kahle lapho. Kodwa ke zonke ke izexwayiso ebazama ukuthi ke bazikhiphe zona ke azange bazilalelwe ziye zashaya indiva. Kanti ke okukhona ke ukuthi ke bokubhekelelwe ukuthi ke kube khona izinga elifanele lokunakekelwa kulezo zindawo ukunakekelwa lezo zigulane. Kanti ke nathi futhi ke uSolwazi ukhulume udaba lokuthi uye wamangala ngoba le project bokuyi project efanele ingene kancane kodwa ke siye samangala nje ukuthi kungakapheli izinyanga ezimbili ayisithola ukuthi ke zonke izigulane ke seziyakhishwa ke lapho. Kanti ke kutholakala ukuthi ke amanye ama-NGOs abengakami ngomumo angakazilungiseleli ukuthi amukele lezo zigulane. Kanti abanye baye bamukela nje ngoba ke bebakuthatha lokho njengebhizinisi ukuthi hayi mangithatha abantu abathi inani elithize kusho ukuthi ke nemadlana engizoyikhokhelwa nayo izothi ke ukuya phezulu kancanyana. Kanti ke uthi ke izinto ezifana nalezo kubonakala nje ukuthi abantu bebamane nje bazenzela bangabheki imithetho yokunakekelwa kwezigulane ngendlela efanele.
I'd like to thank everybody who has been here today and to council, certainly not least Professor Makhoba, who has really initiated and done all the good work around here. We have to recall you, sir, and tomorrow we're starting at 9:30. You're going to be asked questions by council, at least 3. And there'll be a re-examination by the state. And that should take us hopefully to around 11 o'clock, maybe longer, but we'll see how it goes. To everybody who has been here again, thank you. Re leboga tlhompho le re fileng yona. Tlhompho a bofelo ke gore le tlela gore re kgone go tswa. It would just allow me the bare minimum of being able to walk out. I tried lunchtime and there were far more people ahead of me and I had to wait all the way. Just allow me at least to leave the place and thereafter the pandemonium can break up without undue formalism, please. Okay? Proceedings are adjourned till tomorrow at 9:30.
This thing is terrible. Sorry. Thank you.